Hi guys, another sort of interim video prior to getting down to some major projects, but I just thought I'd document this. Here is an old leg vise. Well, part of it, I'm breaking it down. It's been out in the elements for 12 years, and because I don't have a concrete floor in this old shop, I thought, I can't really use that. And then it occurred to me that I'll put it on an outside wall and cast a big chunk of concrete into the ground to support the leg, because then you can beat hell out of just about anything. It's extremely strong, but of course it's pretty rusted up. And the other parts, let me just, where are we? There we go. So we've got the female thread, male thread, spacing block, that piece there. Yeah, I forgot the one piece I'd left out. This piece of very heavy duty 3/8 angle that fixes to whatever wall, and I used to have a nice concrete block wall. This will have to fix to a piece of hardwood on the outside paneling. This then is the attachment for the vise, and the vise has a yoke, and the yoke, when it's going round the shall we say the main part of the vise, is fixed with these wedges. It all becomes very sturdy. Now what we've got to do, I'm just in the process here of freeing things up. This hinge pin, everything was seized, so we're going to try and get this out. Well, the camera's somewhat perched here. I'll tell you also, like usual at the moment, it's too darn hot in here. Way too hot, and too hot to put any overalls on. Therefore I'm in minimal garb. Let's put some gloves on here. What I'm doing, I've actually got this this nut here. I did get it started. Yeah, it started enough to be useful. I've had some penetrant on here. Just going to heat this this side a little bit. It shouldn't need a great deal of heat, just to, I had a sign of movement before. There we go. Looks encouraging. Let's get this out off. The corrosion, of course. I mean, you imagine 12 years sitting out in a rain, snow and every darn thing. If it wasn't for the fact that it's cast steel, it'd be worse than this. So I'll get this pin out. I need something as a drift. I might be able to use this punch if I'm careful. I don't want to deform the head of the bolt here. Oh, there we go. There we go. And this was pretty well seized up in there. Now this piece should, there we are, that's out. There we are. So really now, let's put that down. What we're ready for now in basic terms is a bit of wire brushing. Get it cleaned up, make it a bit better, because it's going to be outdoors again, although it'll be under a slight cover from the eaves of the shop. and there it will live, but it'll be ready to use. So we'll come back to this at some stage, whenever. Right, well, we've done a bit of a clean-up. Pretty heavy wire brushing. So we've got the main piece here with the leg and the movable jaw section. I didn't point out before, there's a spring, very strong spring, which acts as a tensioning element for the jaws. That there is the piece of angle which acts as a mounting point from the wall. The yoke here goes around the main piece, and that is the, shall we call it, the standoff mounting, which attaches to this. And although I haven't laid them out, the wedges go through here to actually tighten the whole thing up and tension it. And there's the screw thread and the female thread section and a thrust collar. These are a bit shiny because I ran out of the matte paint. Basically used what I had, and this slightly shiny stuff hasn't really dried yet. But anyway, there we are. That's, shall we say, stage 2, and soon, maybe tomorrow, whatever, I'll try and get the whole thing assembled, and that'll then leave me the digging operation to make a nice pit outside to cast some concrete to support the leg. Very useful tool. I don't know why I left it outside so many years. So I will come back to this once it's put together. Well, here we are, reassembled. This outside wall that desperately needs a good coat of paint. It's just tethered with a couple of screws, but what we'll have to do is take some hardwood across the studs, get a really strong fixing. So there's the leg, and that'll go into a chunk of concrete. And the one thing you can see now is how the spring works. It's captive at the top and slides on the bottom. You can see the two different paint finishes, which is purely expedient. But when it's attached properly, it'll be very solid. There you are. That's basically how it functions, and the this has a key section in it that engages in here so it doesn't rotate, and that basically is it. This nut down here doesn't go on any further because the cross pin has a taper on the thread. It only needs secured, and in fact the other side down here, this has a small key in it to stop it rotating. So to those of you who have never seen a leg vise, try and get one if you can get a cheap pickup somewhere. The fixing that I've used, this piece of angle, that's something that open to modification. Question of what works. Okay. And to those people who've got a leg vise, you'll know how darn useful it is. So there we go. I probably won't go any further. I won't get the concrete done for weeks until the weather's less hot. But hopefully it'll be, as I always say, something of interest. Thanks for watching.